Babysitter. Sometimes my mum and dad used to go out. This meant that my brother had to babysit me. He hated it because I just wouldn't go to bed when he told me to. He was 4 years older than me. Well, actually, he still is. He'd shout, he'd rant and rave, "Will you go to bed?" But I never went until I heard the front door open with mum and dad coming back. And then I'd be upstairs into bed in a flash. Anyway, after a few months of this, my mum and dad tried something new. Just before they went out, they said, "Right, Mick, you go to bed before we go out and you stay there." Okay, I said, okay. Yeah, okay. And off I went to bed. I lay there waiting to hear the front door close. Slam! And straight away, I was out the bed, down the stairs, into my brother's room. There he is, sitting there, reading. First of all, he tries, "I'm not taking any notice of Michael." He goes on reading. I think I'll make him notice. I put my face behind the book with my eye peeping round the edge of the book. Every time he gets to the end of a line, his eye looks into my eye. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good. He can't. My eye is peeping away like mad round the edge of the book. He starts to laugh. Look, yeah, look, he says, "Look, this isn't fair. You promised you'd stay in bed. I'll tell him, I will." So now I go and stand by the door and I fiddle. I make little rattly noises with the handle and the key. Fiddle diddle, riddle diddle. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good. He can't. I'm rattling away like mad with the handle and the key. He starts to laugh. "All right," he says, "look, right, that's it." He sounds like he's going to really do for me. So now he tries, "I'm going to be so boring, Michael will get so fed up, he'll go back to bed." He starts up a chant. Go to bed, 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 go to bed. He doesn't stop. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. He goes on for ages. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I try to talk to him. "Hey, what do you want for your birthday, Brian?" "Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed." "Do you want a sweet?" "Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed." "Hey, you've got a pimple on the end of your nose, you know." "Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed." And I'm still fiddling with the door. I lock it. I unlock it. I lock it. I try to unlock it. Go to bed, go to bed, go. "Brian, I can't unlock the door." "Go to bed, go to bed." "Brian, the key's stuck." He stops. Suddenly he looks pleased and he settles down with his book and waits. Meanwhile, I've got big bother. They're going to come back and find me here, and I've got out of bed and I've come in his room and I've locked the door and it's really late and it's all my fault. I try and I get that key to work. Fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle. For 3 hours I'm at it, and all the time my brother is not taking any notice of Michael. The front door opens. "Hello," my mum calls out. She gets to my brother's door. "Did Michael stay in bed all right?" She's trying to turn the handle. "Let us in, Brian," says my dad cheerily. No answer from us inside. My brother is waiting for me to say something. I'm hoping he'll say something. We're looking at each other. "Come on, Brian," says my dad, getting a bit cross. Oh no, the moment I dread when dad goes from being cheery to absolutely furious. In a weedy little voice I say, "I locked the door." That really winds them up. There's my mum. "Is that you, Michael? You still up? You promised you'd stay in bed. It isn't fair on Brian." And there's my dad and he's roaring, "Would you believe it, the little pig? And the door's jammed. I'll have to break it down. God, when I get inside, oh, he's going to be in for big trouble." And me, I'm standing there all shaky and sorry and shuddery. But my brother, what's he doing? He's smiling all over his big face. Yeah, he took the key out, passed it under the door, and they opened it, and I dashed out off to bed faster than an electronic rabbit. The bus goes on and it's full and it's leaving and it's going on and it's morning and it's evening and it's in Punjabi and it's daytime and it's full and it stops and it's suspicious and it starts and it's in Igbo and it's shouting and it's shopping and it's rapping and it's lit up and it's dark and it's shove up and it's crying and it's squealing and it's in Dutch and it's breaking and it's in Geordie and it's at the station and it's skint and it's full of babies and it's full of men and it's going on and it's past the Vietnamese cafe and it's past the tyre depot and it's past the silver car and its chauffeur and it's waiting for Sinatra to start up and it's in patois and it's chips and vinegar and it's past the park and it's full of football and it's a belly scared. And it's in Arabic, and it's back from school, and it's pushing, and it's raining, and it's right armpits, and it's tranks, and it's angry, it's full of yesterday, and it's riding under the lights, and it's hacked off, and it's the smell of oil, and it's drunk, and it's combing, and it's kissing, and it's packets of rice, and it's cassava, and it's over the canal, and it's the baby's bottle, and it's over the railway, and it's under the cranes, and it's in the shadows of the palaces in glass, and it's in Albanian, and it's bleach, and it's the homework in late, and it's spuds, and it's the hijab, and it's shoulders next to backs, next to fronts, and it's revving, and it's too late, and it's too early, and it's not enough, and it's going on, and it's on time, and it's dreaming, and it will get there today, and it will get there tomorrow. I think it's really bad news they don't put paper in our school loos. If you need paper, you have to ask, right in front of everyone in class. You may think I'm a bit of a fool, but that's why I don't go to school. The Hypnotiser. Once a boy called Richard came to school and said, "I can hypnotise people." So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he said, okay, playtime. So playtime, we all went onto the playground. He said, right, who wants to go? So Trevor said, yeah, me. So this boy, Richard, made Trevor lie down on the ground on his back, and he took this gold ring out of his pocket and he put it very carefully between Trevor's eyes on the bridge of his nose. Then Richard took this conker out of his pocket. It was on the end of a string, and he starts swinging the conker to and fro in front of Trevor's eyes, and he starts up talking in this spooky voice. Watch the conker, go to sleep, go to sleep. Watch the conker, go to sleep, go to sleep. And it went on for ages. And we were all crowding round, dead quiet, watching Trevor, listening to Richard going, go to sleep, go to sleep. Is it working, we said. Is he going to sleep? He's hypnotised. Blimey. Suddenly, the going in bell went, boing, boing. At that, Trevor goes and stands up. He just stands up, dusts himself down. So we all crowded around him going, were you asleep? You were asleep, weren't you, Trevor? Hey, were you hypnotised? And he looks at us all fed up and he says, only thing that happened was I got a rotten headache. After that, we used to go around telling people, you see that bloke over there? Him, Richard, he's brilliant. He can hypnotise people. He's a hypnotiser, you know. And Richard, he'd hear us saying all this and he'd go, yeah, I'll come off it, you lot. I'm not that good at it. The project. At school, we were doing a project. You know the kind of thing. The Vikings. Transport. Wood. Our project was Holland. There we were reading My Friend Hans from Holland. And we made windmills and stuck blue strips of paper onto white strips of paper. They were canals. And we kept talking about tulips and cheese. In the end, I thought they grew cheese and ate tulips. Then suddenly one day, our teacher, Miss Goodall, said there was an inspector coming in. She said he wasn't going to inspect us, he was going to inspect her. And we were all to help her by being really good and answering all the questions that he asked us. Later that day, he came in, he had a moustache. We behaved, Miss Goodall behaved. There we all were, sitting in our rows, behind our desks, breathing very, very quietly. And he looked at our windmills. And then our canals. And he said, what do they eat in Holland? And I didn't put my hand up in case I said tulips. But Sheila McLean said cheese. And he said, what do they grow in Holland? And I didn't put my hand up for that one either. But Margot Vane said tulips. And he asked some more questions and we were doing really well. Miss Goodall was trying very hard not to look proud. And then he asked, who is the Queen of Holland? There was silence. No one knew. Who was the Queen of Holland? Miss Goodall frowned and then started looking all round the class with her eyes looking all hoping. And then suddenly I remembered this funny little rhyme that my friend Haribo used to say. I put up my hand. Yes, said the inspector, Queen Juliana is a fat banana. I said. Miss Goodall looked awful. Haribo was sitting in front of me and I saw him snort and start giggling. Sorry, what did you say? Said the inspector. Queen Juliana. I said. Good, he said. You're right. Quite right. Miss Goodall was delighted. I was delighted. The inspector was delighted. And Haribo was still snorting away like mad. Now, it would be great if you subscribed. That is, you become a subscriber. Look out for the subscribe button. What happens, you see, is that I make new vids every few months. And then I post them up one a week for a while. So if you subscribe, you get to see the new ones just as they come hot off the press. Ew.